Algebra 1, 5-3, solving multi-step inequalities, like how I wrote the title out before we started. You're welcome. Example, solve and graph. So this is just the next step in our progression here from the last couple lessons. We've got negative 11y minus 13 is greater than 42. So I just want y to be by itself. What I do to one side, I do to the other side. I'm going to add 13 to both sides, and I get negative 11y is greater than 55. Now I'm going to divide by negative 11. When I do that, I've got to switch my sign here, so I've got y is less than negative 5. So there's my answer, but I've got to graph it as well. So here's my line, here is 0, here is negative 5, less than, not less than or equal to, y is less than, so I'm going to go shade to the left. Do one more here. 23 is greater than or equal to 10 minus 2w. I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. Notice I have a positive 10 here, so I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. So I've got 13 is greater than or equal to, this negative is attributed to this negative 2w here. Now I need to divide by negative 2 to make this 1w. And so now I've got negative 13 halves, which is 6.5. So negative 6.5 is less than or equal to, see how I had to switch my sign because I divided by a negative, w. So let's graph this. Negative 6.5 will be right here. And then I'm going to put 0 right here. W is greater than negative 6 halves, greater than or equal to. So it's or equal to, so I got a solid dot. W is greater than negative 6.5, so I'm going to go that, draw my line that way. All right, here is a U-try. 43 greater than negative 4y plus 11. All right, go ahead and solve and graph this inequality. Go. All right, let's see how you did. I'm going to subtract 11 from both sides, so I end up with 32 is greater than negative 4y. Divide both sides by negative 4 so that the y is, I just have one y there. I've got negative 8 is less than, I had to switch my sign because I divided by a negative number, y. Here is my number line, here is 0, here is negative 8. Less than, not or equal to, and 8 is less than y, so that means y is greater than 8, negative 8, sorry. All right, let's keep going. I've got here another example. 4 times 3t minus 5 plus 7 is greater than or equal to 8t plus 3. So now I have to go ahead and distribute this 4 to both of those terms. So 4 times 3 is 12t. 4 times 5 is 20, I'm going to keep this negative sign here, this minus, plus 7, greater than or equal to 8t plus 3. All right, so I am going to combine these like terms here, negative 20 and 7, positive 7, that's going to get me negative 13. And this is 12t still. All right. Now I'm going to subtract 8t from both sides, and I end up with 4t minus 13 greater than or equal to 3. I'm going to add 13 to both sides. And I've got 4t is greater than 16. Divide both sides by 4. Whew, lots of work on this one. T is greater than or equal to 4. I'm going to graph that thing. Here's 0. Here's 4. Or equals to, so 4 is included, and t is greater than or equal to 4, so I'm going to shade to the right. All right, you try one. 6 times 5x minus 3 is less than or equal to 36x. All right, go ahead and pause the video and get to work on this inequality. Go. All right, I'm going to distribute this 6, so that's 30x minus 18 is less than or equal to 36x. Okay, now I've got to decide what I'm going to do here next. I'm going to subtract 30x from each side. So now I've got negative 18 is less than or equal to positive 36, negative 30. That'll get me a positive 6x. I'm going to divide by 6. And so I get negative 3 is less than or equal to x. Now, notice how I didn't switch my sign here. I didn't flip it because I divided by a positive number instead of a negative. Back in the other ones, if I divided by a negative here, I had to switch my sign. Again, even though this 18 here is negative, I did not divide by a negative number. I divided by a positive number. So I keep my sign the way it is. Here's 0, here's negative 3, or equals to, so that means negative 3 is included in the solution set for x. X is greater than negative 3, or negative 3 is less than x, and so I'm going to shade to the right. You got a couple more you try. Oh, one more you try and then some special cases. You try this one. 2 times n plus 6 is greater than negative 3 times 8 minus, oh, I'm doing, let's see, n. All right. So go ahead and you try this one. Solve it and graph it, and let's see how you do. Go. All right, let's check your work. I'm going to distribute the 2 in there, and I'm going to distribute this negative 3 in there. 2 times n is 2n. N times 6 is 12, greater than negative 3 times 8, which is negative 24. Negative 3 times negative n is going to give me positive 3n. Now I am going to subtract 2n from each side. Now, just a little aside here, if you subtract the number that is smaller, then you're going to end up with a positive number being multiplied by your variable. If you subtract the larger one, then you're going to have a negative that you're going to have to deal with. Anyway, so negative 2n goes away. 12 is greater than negative 24 plus 3 minus 2, which is 1n. Now I'm going to add 24 to each side to get to n to be by itself. Adding 24. So that's 36 is greater than n. We need to graph that. Here is 36 way over here. Here is 0 way over here. N is less than 36. So I've got an open circle because 36 is not included. And I shade it to the left. Hopefully you got that right. Now we're going to do 2 special cases. So we had some special cases with equations, and these are the same kind of special cases. But we're going to look at them in inequalities. So I've got 9t minus 5 times t minus 5 is less than or equal to 4 times t minus 3. Okay, so let's just solve this and see what we end up with here. So I'm going to need to distribute this negative 5 in here. So I've got 9t, and I'm going to distribute this 4 over here on the other side too. 9t minus 5t, negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25, is less than or equal to 4t minus 12. Okay, now I am going to combine these like terms. 5 minus 4t, or 9t minus 5t is 4t, plus 25 is less than or equal to 4t minus 12. Okay, let's subtract 4t from each side. And all my t's are gone. Now I'm left with 25 is less than or equal to negative 12. Oh no. I don't have any t's. My t's are gone. And I have these two numbers. Is 25 less than or equal to negative 12? No, this is not correct. So what I have here is an empty set. Empty set. Just like when we had some number equals another number back when we were using equations. You know that those two numbers are not equal, and so you have an empty set. Now let's try this one. Oh, this was an example. We're going to try another example, and this is the last one for 5-3 here. 3 times m plus 6 is less than or equal to 42 plus 6 times 2m minus 4. All right, this got to be distributed. This is going to be distributed as well. 3 times 4m is 12m. 3 times 6 is 18. Is less than or equal to 42 plus 12m minus 24. Okay, so let's combine these two like terms. 12m plus 18, is less than or equal to negative 24 and 42. I'm going to put this 12m right here. Positive 42, negative 24. That is 18, right? Plus 18. 18 plus 40 plus 24 is 42. Good. Uh-oh. We have the same thing on both sides of the equation, of the inequality. Let's subtract 12m anyways. And I get 18 is less than or equal to 18. Now this is true. 18 is less than or equal to 18. Notice how I have the same number on both sides. That means that all real numbers are the solutions. All real numbers they're all part of the solution set. Solutions. So I could plug anything into m, as long as I plug the same thing into both of these m's, and I would always have the, this inequality would always be true because it's less than or equal to, and each thing would be the same on both sides. So all real numbers are the solutions. And that is 5-3. Good luck on the homework.